Bapedi Primary School in Zone 3, Diepkloof, is one of the beneficiaries of the EFF in Gauteng. As we all know, the EFF loves children and education. We donated computers, built a computer lab, as well as refurbished and repainted the school to make the experience of the children here so much more fulfilling. And we're proud and happy to have affected the lives of all the children in the school. This makes sure that the children of Bapedi Primary School have a more fulfilling experience in their education.
My name is Musheko Oma. I'm the EFF Provincial Secretary. I'm a member of the Provincial Legislature, a purple representative of the EFF. Our PCT, beginning of this year, resolved on Umntwana Esikolweni campaign, which is to go to every school in the whole of Gauteng and try to identify areas where we can contribute, where there's grey areas. We have identified this school, is called Bapedi Primary School, as one of the schools where we found that these learners didn't have any computers at all. They didn't have laptops. They didn't have school uniforms. And we have made that intervention as the EFF, together with the principal, the deputy principal, and the school governing body. We engaged and came up with a program to make sure that we get the children here the school's uniforms. We also donate laptops. We also did a lab. So we renovated, we painted the lab side where we put our laptops. And we also engage with the school management that there needs to get somebody who's going to also teach these children how to use these tools of trade that we have donated to the school. And we are happy to say that today the learners have continuously been engaged in the process of learning how to use those tools. So we are happy that the EFF have given us the platform to demonstrate to our people and to the government that it doesn't take difficult, sophisticated systems and processes to deliver service to our people. It's just a political will and a commitment. If we were to become a government in Gauteng, to deliver laptops in all the schools should not be a difficult thing. We have demonstrated in our own space that it is possible. Because when we go to these councils, meetings and legislatures, we pass these motions and these proposals to the sitting government that abantwana badinga ama-computer, abantwana needs uniform. It becomes something that they have never heard of. But we have tried to demonstrate in our own space as leaders of the community to try and donate so that we can drive the government to the correct direction in terms of making sure that they do the basic service delivery to our people. All public representatives of Gauteng should embark on the same services, and we are managing that process and activities very well, and we are happy that we are able to restore the dignity of an African child. This is what we can do to our own African child. This is our people, this is who we are, this is where we come from, and we should take pride of it.
I'm Mutata Bapedi Primary School. I've been working here about 10 years. And then when I arrived here, our school had no laptops. The lab was not working at all. So it was just closed altogether. So we struggled for so many things that we need to do with the lamps, so that they can access the information through research using laptops. So until EFF came to our school, they donated the laptops to our learners. Now they are bereka. And then also EFF brought the lady who's helping learners to teach them about the laptop. And the way it functions. Also, the keys there, they know, because of other learners that didn't even touch the laptops. So that was the first time our learners know the laptop and do whatever they do, their homeworks, the researches, because other learners, they struggle to have their laptops at home to do their homework, the researches, and the projects. So as a school, we are no longer struggling. When we have that period, then learners knows that that particular time they must go and learn on the computer lab with the tutor there. So we are very grateful as Bapedi Primary School. They can write and type on the laptops. So we are very grateful that they brought the laptops in our school, and then we wish that we can have more. So we are very grateful for the good start that we have. Now the lab is working full time, 5 days in a week.
As we left Sebokeng, we drove across the Gauteng province, through Vereniging, through the streets of Alexandra, all the way to Ivory Park. Gauteng has one of the highest number of informal settlements, at over 600, which means there are thousands of people who do not have formal housing. 30 years after democracy. 30 years of living in an informal settlement. 30 years of living without dignity in a shack. 30 years of a lack of dignity. 30 years of pain. That is until the EFF came through for Gogo Maria Mabaso, finally got her dignity through a home from the EFF. This is her story.
Lebitso la ka ke Maria Koki Mabaso. Ke thomile ho dula small farmer ka 1986. Ka dula small farmer ka etsa 30 years since ke dula small farmer. Ho duleng ha ka small farmer ho no se monate le boima ho nna. Ke sena wa tseba ke sena le hore nka thola lesenke jwang hore ke ahe mokhukhu. Ke tsielehile. Ke tsielehile ke sa tsebe nna nka etsa jwang. Ya ba dilemong tseo tse ke di dutseng small farmer ke sena le dijo. Ke sotleile ke nka dipokola. E re ha ke tshwanetse ho patala. E re ha ke thola tjhelete ya grant, ke be ke nka e le jwale ke isa dipokoleng. Itse ka le leng la matsatsi ke ntse ke dutse small farmer nako eo e telele. Ya ba ke dutse ka tlasa sefate. Itse ntse ke dutse ka tlasa sefate, ya ba sotleong ya ka ya ba ho fihla. Ha ke utlwa koloi ya ka utlwa koloi ya EFF. Itse ke utlwa motho wa EFF a hweletsa a re ba na le mathata ka e ne le 2021 e le ka September.
I mean, looking at the reflection of Memukwena from the Val in Sebokeng, this was an elderly woman who did not have her home. She was living in a shack and came to a community meeting that the Commander-in-Chief had addressed in 2019.
ke matlhatlhana ge bana beso go fitlhela le jwale tsela ke hirile ga motho ke patala 300 godima tšheltenyana ke tlholang nteo e ke tlholang sasa ke patala 300 bana beso ke kopa ntlontate Maneko ke a kopa ntate fe ga ka bakanketsetsa molemo o ke la lentsana
ba re ka le Mantaha ba re ka ntho ka di 14 ba tla ba na le meeting Kweni sekolo ba na le mathata ba tlise mathata a bona ya ba ke a phahama ka di 14 kaya itsa ke fisa EFF ilangetsisa mpelthata bana bese tlasa bofutsana baka lantsotsotsa yang ke molla boimeng bo ke neng ke sa tsebe go ke tsatsa jwang ka hara boima bo ya fihla EFF yang Highland bana bese le yale ke sa maketse kan create fumanong EFF ilantsa bothateng bo ke sa botsebeng bo neng ke le ka hara bona ke sa tsebo ke nka eng ke kopanya le ya fihla EFF ka mosale mohau wa yona ya ba entsha bothateng ke nna ona ka sheko bana be se ke ipona ke tshwana le batho kaofela ka ho thola ntlo.
You know, and spoke of her frustrations. The commander-in-chief made a commitment to say, let us make sure that the EFF builds a home, you know. And that's exactly what we did, you know. That directive came as an organization. We had to go down. We did, you know, it was a beautiful moment where we interact with the family and we're doing planning. I remember at one stage when we were doing the planning, in actual fact, we drew it on the floor. With the then who is now a former regional chairperson, fighter Isaac Kitiga, and we were drawing on the floor in terms of how the house should look like, what the proposals should be to the municipality to ensure that the plan of the house is actually adopted by the municipality. And finally, that came through, that came to the fold, and we were able to build a beautiful home for her and her grandchildren.
Ibile hona mohlana ba bula ntwena ma EFF ke ne ke itse ha ba ka mpha sebaka sa go nke ke eme ke bua ao ke eme ke bua ke ne ke tlo re ho bona ke ba Fatimana ska ka mehla ke hlola ke dula ke bala Baebele ko Matthew 5 ke re ke tlo ba Fatimana eo e be ke nana le ba dutseng ho yona hobane Modimo o rata ha motho o mong a etsa e mong hantle EFF nkentse hantle bana beso le jwale thapelong ya ka mo ke ratelang ha ke robala ke re Modimo mo ba nkileng teng Modimo ka eketsa letsoho le fanang Modimo letsoho le fanang le a hlonolofatsa Modimo a hlonolofatse letsoho le leng la nketsetsa mohau o mokana ke mohau ntwe ne ba nketseditseng ona ba ntshitse hara mathata ke le bua nna ka
we managed to restore the dignity of a black child in making sure that we build shelter for that family.
In dignity, Gogo Mabazo found joy. In dignity, Gogo Mabazo found peace. In dignity, Gogo Mabazo found warmth as she finally settled in a house of her own. We met Me Sebola, another beneficiary of the kindness of the EFF in Gauteng, whose home was also provided by our organization. We're here once again to trace the footsteps of care and love that the EF has shown communities across Gauteng. We are here once again to hear the story that the EFF built for a person in need, and for us to further understand the presence of the EFF in our communities, in our spaces, and the way they continue to highlight that the EFF cares deeply about all the communities across this province. Let's hear the story and how the EFF changed another life.
Libitso la ka la bojana la ho belewa ke nna Mathari Sebola ka boya ka khumana libitso la sekgowa ka ba Melita Sebola nna ke beletswe poleke ba ibitsa hore ke tswaini kwa ha Sebola kwa o na le letswai ha re tswa mola mo ke beletseng hona ke tika fela ke mola ke ba tripotela ka moka Sebolela ke a ithakantša ke mo ke beletseng hona ka kgona toa kwa re se dibele re tshwenya ke maburu ka toa ka ta mo a go thama pele ke ba bitsa ke ba go thama bena e reng ke le bojeng uri EFF ka mo ke na le ke be jaaka ba ndi ba re ke o ngwadisa kae ba AC ba tong khaela ba se kgonong khaela mara ke nyaka ke le boje ka moka bo lena la bile la tana ka mo le bo sepetele ba je ba tile le ka bo ndingise bo molokwane ka moka he ba fitha ka mo ai ba ndibeletse klitulo ja ka kimpete kliti kimpeteni ba dila di greatin ka mo mkhukung ka mo krobala hey ja bana sepetele le yo la wa bolaiwa mo hopola wa uthuntshiwa wona wa abile nga thuntshiwa le yo mo mshimane ka mo ba lebella poleke re ba di re beke ane ba re bata ile ka mokibelo ba re magoko ka re bana ke ba re re khopela re uthuthe o ye ka kwa ke re makola o bantshije ka re ba re thotha o dile ka kwa mku re na le ntwe re nya go idia ka mo mokukung wao ka nete ke thuthile ba thotha ba nthusa ba dithotha ba ya ka ba thotha mpete ya ila ya ka ye mengwe ba ya kwa ke naka ke le botse ba thotha ka dula ka kwa ke do re ke re bam ke re ke ya kwa ka re ke be ke sa khone o sepela nako je buka ke sa khone o sepela o tshwana ka lano ke pale mara ka dia ye le ngwe ka kokotela ka he ke re ke khumana le hore ba gorile ibile ba setse ba thoma o staka ka re batho ba ndile a wa ka ndite ba ha ile bana ba modimo la mtorkile ba EF ba thakana ba ha sepetele aba pushana le bana ba pushani di tha kwa o yena malema le bo sepetele a pushana a pusha poleke ja ba feja ba re ne ba feta o ha ba se di ba ke ba re bele re a o dia ro lokela ka kwa mara to ra ka ra bona ria ba tena ka mo le bona mpeto a ke turi ke bokae la mtakere dilo ke a ke turi ke bokae a ke tibidi ka di ba tenka dilo te ka mo ka dilo te le di bona ka mo a ona ya aka ye nna ke rekile ba ditisa mola ba khone wa re bele re a bula a ba lo rudia batho de hospital ba thaba go moteka ba thabela batho ba batile ba bula ba nkeja ka montone ka re ke a leboa ka le ana bede bana ka nka tswe ke tshabile EF lo ka di rata ja EF ke rata ka mkhongo ke ile ka re ke nyaka ke le botse story he ma EF ba sa o nyaka ka ke ile ka re he ke sepela ke ya kliniking ke tama ke ya klinik ka thana le ba shimela ba ba ANC ba ngemisa ba re makoko nanka wena o le makoko o yo o joina mshimanyana ka thomo o ba ngwapa ka lwa le bona he ke re ke lwa le bona ke re wa thaba bangwe ba ithuba rena he ba kitha ba khumane wela ba tsena batho ba beta ka re yeng ka se tuwe ke ra re ke nyaka ke le bote ke rata EF o feta a ke tsebo re nang ka re ke rata o le bophelo ba ene ka twe ke ne tsa kiletse le tsaba la chola re kuto istedia nka se tuele EF ke rata ka bophelo ba ka mkhongwane o la ratang batho ene la tswa re be le ke khaka ke ka mka lena ka moka lena le rata makoko le a nthata a ke tsebe hore ebile batho ba ka moka ba makala ba re makoko ka mogwara ke re le ya nthata bele le nthata a ke nyako o le pura ke bwe ka ra a dingisa EF ya ka ye ke ya ka EF le tsebo re ke a e rata nka se tswele ja la mthole ke tuile ke rata EF ke toba ka tsena ka ramole ke rata EF.
We came in here representing our people, and we have done extremely well in the representation of our people. Today, the EFF leads a delegation of 11 members of the provincial legislature who extensively articulate the challenges of the people of Gauteng, you know, where it being the status of healthcare under the ANC government, whether it be the state of education, the state of the infrastructure in Gauteng. We have introduced numerous motions such as the insourcing bill of security guards and cleaners. This is where it gets debated. The introduction of 24-hour run clinics in Gauteng, and equally as well, you know, as well as the distribution of sanitary pads in public facilities. This is where we wage the war against oppression of our black people, the black people who are extremely marginalized, the ones that we do door-to-door engage with in community meetings and so forth. So your vote is not lost and has never been lost in the past 12 years. And we can guarantee the people of Gauteng that we will keep fighting, that the EFF will always be at the center of waging a war against the oppression of everyone across Gauteng, whether you're staying in Soshanguve, whether you're staying in Soweto, whether you're staying in Guatemala or Sebokeng, your interests are at the center of the economic freedom fighters, and that is exactly what we'll keep on doing even for the next 12 years. So give your vote to the EFF, give your vote for the EFF in the next elections until we ensure that economic freedom is realized in our lifetime. Happy birthday, EFF. Happy birthday. Amandla.